This is a Java Sparrow. We currently have 5 Java Sparrows. This one this morning when I went out to the aviary, sitting there on the ground and didn't move when I walked up to it, which is very unusual. They're very skittish normally, the Java Sparrows. But as you can see, he's not responding the way they normally do. Normally they'd be flapping around in there like crazy. He's got some sort of tail issue. Seems to be missing his tail. I don't know if he's just molting or what. You got sunflower seed all over your face. For a small bird, they have a very strong beak. Now, cockatiels don't even eat sunflower seeds. But this guy's just been munching on a sunflower seed. Cracked it open. So, hopefully this guy will come right. Anyway, out to the aviary and I'll explain some more about the Java Sparrow, or Java Finch. So this little guy's been in quarantine inside the house for the last few days. He's looking a lot chirpier. Now that he's heard his friends, he's getting all excited. It's a male, because he's been singing quite beautifully in the house. Yeah. Anyway, it's time to let him back outside. His tail's starting to come back. I think he was just having a molt and a sulk. Often when the birds molt, they get a bit down with it. Our chickens especially, some of them handled it okay, and other ones when they molted would just be really quite depressed. So anyway, he's looking a lot better, and so time to come out and join. Oh, here your friends are singing to you. Doors open. That's it. Come on. Come on. Oh. Not flying too well, are you? Can't believe how grubby the lens on this camera always looks. Brand new camera. He's got a bit of a flight issue going on here. I might have to take him back inside until he gets his wings sorted out. Hello, Joestar. So, we have 5 Java Sparrows, or Java Finches, depending on what part of the world you're from. And they're very hard to find in this aviary. They keep to themselves most of the time, unless they're cold, and then they will try and snuggle up to the other birds. So there's 5 of them in here somewhere. And the only one I guarantee to know where he is the one that's on the ground. There's a couple of them up there. There they are. There's the 4 of them up there. I'm trying to get in the shot, baby. It looks like I'm going to have to catch up my little mate here, because he's not flying too good. Put you in a little quarantine cage for a bit till you get your flight back. Put you in the cage on the deck. So Java Sparrows are from, surprisingly enough, Java, and Bali and other Indonesian islands. So they're native to Indonesia. They've been introduced to lots of other places around the world though. over the last couple of centuries. So we started with 5, which we purchased from sorry, I'm getting preened by Joey on the shoulder here. Ow! Joey! Oh! Java, my little mate, just crash landed into Woody's water bowl. Okay? You're wet now. Stay out of there, you'll drown. So, Java finches are, like I say, originally from Java in Indonesia, and are quite common all around the world now. Very common pet. They have a beautiful song, very clean looking birds, very perfect lines, and yeah, beautiful song. But they're a little bit aggressive for a finch species. They're quite aggressive, and I wouldn't put them in with small finches because they're quite tough little buggers, these ones. So we started off with 5, which we purchased from a pet store about an hour north of where I live. And we started off with the 5, and not long after we got them, we hadn't had them too long, maybe a month or two, one of them had some strange incident happen to it where we found it decapitated. So it was decapitated, the head was completely gone, never found it. But there was blood all over the mesh above where it had landed, where it was on the ground. So I don't know whether it got its head caught in the outside of the mesh and a cat came along and took it off. I'm not sure, never worked it out. So we were down to 4, and I think out of that 4 we had 1 female. And then they started breeding like crazy. These guys love to build nests. They'll push everybody out of nests. So they push our other birds out of nests all the time, and they fill the nest boxes with lots of grass to make their nests. And they breed like mad, like bunnies. So I don't know how many different batches of babies we've had, but it's probably in the region of half a dozen. Some of which have died when they were young and what have you, like birds do. But usually they do pretty well, and our numbers ended up to 25 birds pretty quickly from those original 4. So then we got rid of 20 of them pretty much in one whack. Reduced the numbers back down to 5 just because it was getting too many of them and they're just breeding too much, and they were taking over the aviary and intimidating the other birds. So yeah, we cut it back to original number that we started with of 5, and I'm not sure now whether we've even got a female. Haven't had any breeding since, haven't seen any eggs, but I've seen lots of nest building, but no actual eggs. There's lots of singing going on here, so I think we might have 5 males. One of which now looks like he's got a damaged wing. I didn't notice that when I collected him in the other day. He just seemed very docile. But something's happened to him. He's either molted too much and he can't fly. He's damaged his wing by crashing into something or being picked on by somebody. I doubt he's been picked on though. They're quite tough little birds. They're all your friends. So that's our Java finches, or that's one of them anyway. As for where the other 4 are, they're very hardly ever see them anymore. When I come out here to video, they usually hide away. Usually only easy to see when you've been out here for a while sitting down and they sort of relax and they start pecking around at the seeds on the ground, and you can see them a bit better. But at the moment, very hard to spot. There's 2 of them up there. Very good looking bird. But not all that easy to see in this aviary. They are the least visible of all the birds in the aviary. Yeah, I don't know what more I can say about the Javas. It's an interesting noise coming from next door. But I think I'll have to catch this little fella up again and just separate him a bit longer and see if we can sort his wing out. Hey mate. Very good. There was something else I was going to say about the Java Sparrows, but it's popped out of my brain. They love, that's what it was. Now that it's winter, it's cooler, they're very clever little birds, and they don't like getting cold. And so when a dove, one of our Barbary doves, is going to bed, the sparrows often get up underneath the breast there, and they'll push their way in under there and snuggle up underneath a dove. They sometimes even climb on the dove's back and try and sort of burrow down into their feathers. None of the other birds in here would tolerate that, but the doves sort of don't have a lot of defense, they haven't got much strength in their beak to pick at the sparrows and tell them to bugger off. So they kind of just accept it now. And yeah, the sparrows, sometimes you'll see the doves sitting next to each other and there'll be a sparrow jammed in between them or jammed underneath them, and it's quite funny. So that's our Java Sparrows. Thanks for watching. I'll take this guy inside, and I'll see you on the next video explaining about some of my birds. So another few days have passed and I've got little Jack Sparrow here out in Straws' aviary. So it's going to be a nice sunny day. I'm just going to let him out in here and see if he's flapping around a lot more active than he was, so maybe he's able to fly. He certainly flies right in the cage. Come on mate, let's go. Look at him go. Come on. Doors open. That's it. Hello. You still can't fly properly, can you? What's happened to you? Yeah, you're not doing too well, are you? It's certainly easy to catch now. Now the problem is, my hands look wrinkly. Just settle down, mate. It's okay. So the left wing, you can see all the feathers there. There's flight feathers. But on his little right wing, he's missing all the ones on the tip here. He's missing a few here, a few down here. It's just not quite enough for him to be able to fly properly, especially with his tail, which seems to be just a little curly fluff ball at the moment, yeah. Just flew up onto my arm, pooped on me, and then flew down to the ground. So I think I'll just leave him in here today and he can have a bit of a practice trying to fly. But it might be a few weeks until he can fly properly, until those feathers all come back. He's just had an over-aggressive molt. So most of the others have also molted at the moment as well, the Java Sparrows. And they don't have much of a tail, like this little fella. But they can all still fly okay. Anyway, I'll leave him to it.